right. Kama vile DJ France all right. Masaa sasa ndo zimefika sasa. Welcome back. Of course, this is Say What? And you know what? Ofu, can you get off your phone? Unatafuta hii pesa hard. Hata mtu, you know, of course you're supposed to be on leave. But the guy can't sleep because bro has 3 kids.
Hey, Betty. But I might have my birthday gift for myself next year.
Is a kid, another one.
No, must be a vasectomy.
Yeah, you need it, right?
Hey.
Hey, it's enough. You know, Ofweneke is actually on leave, but since last week, even last week, you're not supposed to come. Like, I'm just seeing you online, una host, una piga show. Is it relaxed?
Man, I have girls, for heaven's sake.
What are Pumzika being?
Hey, Magome, those guys, hey, then the dad will want pizza. Then they even threaten their teachers. Do you know who my dad is? Dr.Ofweneke. So you have to make sure that the brand goes with the financial stability. Oh my God.
And the dad is out here like really hustling.
Imagine 10 shillings times 3. That is 30. Could have saved me.
Hey, please, if any of you ladies out there are trying to date this guy.
But no, just like that.
We're not sure about how you're going to take care of the 4th, eh?
No. But thank God I'm sure. I mean, the 3 are already living a good life. But I feel like I'm going to risasi moja imebaki. But I feel like I just have one more bullet left.
Anyway, I hope after this you'll go back to your leave for like 15 hours.
So I can make another one.
Kisha atakuwa church anafanya MC pale.
So I have to be in church tomorrow, and then I'm speaking at a students' engagement in the afternoon. Then I'm emceeing an event. My God.
I'm saying, like 16 rolls, dude. When do you sleep? So you know what?
When I'm making babies.
I know you're wondering where Pastor Sue is. Well, she is on her way. She was coming from Nakuru with her husband, of course, Pastor Munene. I'm sure they were spreading the gospel, but she's...
You cannot use Pastor Sue and spread the same statement. It's always a risk.
That is wrong. That is a wrong train of thought. So she's almost here. So let's wait up. I have this one to just continue as we wait for her. All right. So there's a story that we played earlier, and I want us to just like cover tip of it because I think this story menijamisha. Like, how do you do that? Just watch this story of one, then.
Okay.
Yeah, let's have it.
A somber mood engulfed Nyakbong village in Kisumu County after an ex-boyfriend Sebi Obonyo stabbed his 24-year-old ex-girlfriend Cynthia Anyango for allegedly leaving him for another man.
Kitu kama saa 9 hivi huyu kijana alitoka akawacha huyo msichana kwa nyumba akielekea kwenye center. Dakika kidogo hakufika mbali. Alisikia sauti ikitoka nyuma yake, msichana akipiga kelele.
Preliminary police reports indicate that the main suspect, Sebi Obonyo, viciously attacked his 24-year-old girlfriend, leaving her with life-threatening injuries after stabbing her on the left ear and chest in what appears to be a jealous rage after Cynthia moved on.
Nasema, namemdunga kisu mbona. Nasema eti nasikia eti huyo msichana alikuwa girlfriend wa Sebi. Nasema kama alikuwa girlfriend wake, mbona akakuja kumdungia kisu huku? Si angemchukua tu ampeleke huko mbele, aenda aseme nyewe huyu alikuwa girlfriend wangu, nilikuwa na date na yeye. Si angemchukua tu ampeleke huko mbele, ama angekuja kuchukua msichana ampeleke kwao.
Cynthia Anyango, who was bleeding heavily from the wounds, was immediately rushed to Jaramogi Oginga Odinga Teaching and Referral Hospital, where she remains in critical condition, receiving treatment. Cynthia's family is now calling on investigators and relevant authorities to expedite on the investigations and arrest the main suspect, who remains at large, to ensure justice is delivered to Cynthia, who's currently in critical condition.
Sasa kufika huko kwa police station, huyu kijana alitoroka mbio mbele hawa mapolisi. Sasa tulikuwa tunaomba huyu kijana apate haki yake, juu huyu kijana alikuja kumvamia kwa nyumba yake. Na huyo msichana tunasikia sio bibi yake, ni msichana tu mwenye mtu kila kijana naye akimtongoza akikubali anaweza enda nayo.
Samara Mohammed for TV47.
Sebi Obonyo, anaitwa Sebi Obonyo anatafutwa.
That's the guy.
That's the guy.
Very useless.
Si ukiacho
No. Trust me, Betty, I have no time to sugarcoat men who have lost themselves all in the name of love. Right? A man should be so complete and so firm of him in himself and of himself that when a relationship or a marriage is supposed to be an addition. It's supposed to be a cherry on the cake.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to be your whole life surrounded on it. You get? And if it's such a case of this kind of a guy, this is a man who gave everything, literally a man who hung his life and started living for the sake of the woman. Now when the woman goes down, the man has to start finding himself again. And I tell men, just like we said last week, please be as single as you can, right? Yeah. Until you're full to the brim. Until you, as a power bank, you are 100% charged up. Then because you cannot sell what you don't have. But this thing of, and I find some very stupid statements men tell women, you complete me. That is a very useless statement. There are statements I will never tell a woman.
You can say for love.
No, you complete me?
Like you make me whole.
You make me whole. So who was I?
What do you tell your girlfriends when you're dating?
I will
like
tell
last week, the one that you're with.
No, leave the one for last week. But this is the thing.
What do you tell them?
There are words that men should never use. You complete me. I am nothing without you. If you leave me, I will die. Where will I be if you go? Those are words that put a man in a very vulnerable situation. You get? Number two, a man should never hang his happiness, his vision, for the sake of marriage or for the sake of a woman. A man, it's the woman who comes and confines, or who comes and collaborates into the vision of a man, not a man doing the opposite. So ukiona ngulusumu kama hii, this obonyo of a guy, and I'm very embarrassed that we share the same gender. You get?
Obonyo.
Obonyo. In fact, Obonyo is like Obonyo. This is it. Obonyo lost himself in love, and it's very dangerous. Men should never lose themselves in love. You should stand firm, because this woman is looking at you as somebody she should be looking up to in terms of stability and firmness, psychologically, emotionally, and even financially. All right? But when a man is shaky, that's why he was actually left. Because there are things actually telling women is very dangerous.
So, let me ask you, what did I say?
In fact, I tell men, show your love with actions. But this thing of telling with words is dangerous. Women are not very good at being given these words. Because what happens is, that's why I even tell, don't even cry in front of a woman.
Hey, upon.
Don't. Don't.
No.
If you need to cry as a man, hide yourself. Hide somewhere. Ingia kwa gari.
No, I don't agree.
Then.
I don't agree with you. Remember Pastor Sue, like 2, I think, episodes ago, like she said, like Pastor Munene cries in front of
but
her.
But have you seen how solid their marriage is?
So it's okay.
Right?
I don't think it's okay to say that men should not cry in front of. Like, I would want my man to cry in front of me.
But this is the thing.
Vulnerability.
Okay, fine. You want a man to cry in front of you, but have you created a safe environment for this man to feel vulnerable? Because most of the time, when we let our vulnerability out, you guys use it as a weapon. All right? And even if, I'll tell you a story. A very good friend of mine, a top artist in this country. He doesn't have his car right now. The other day he was dropped by the girlfriend, meeting up with the boys. Then the girlfriend went and started gossiping in a WhatsApp group. Iki kimuntu, excuse kimenifanya mimi ni ubaya yake. Dropping.
Wewe unasonga kama msenajua.
Barabara mimi. But this is the thing. Even if it's those matters of showing tears and everything.
Yes.
Tafuta enda kwa gari, shout. Enda kwa msitu kwa forest, piga kelele, piga ndo. I actually advise every man should have like a session every week to just scream on your then go and continue. But it is risky showing a woman in the opposition.
But nikuulize, pia way of I think sometimes you're really hard on the women, yeah? I mean, like, I want to be told those nice things. So you cannot say that there's a structure, there's a limit to the things that I will say or I'd want to hear from my...
Betty, I have not said. Betty,
kutoka kwa roho.
No, I couldn't talk. But I'm excited about the idea about love.
No, but you love yourself.
Which every man should. Every man, if you don't love yourself, or if you don't have ego or pride as a man, and I actually advise women, don't settle down with a man who doesn't love himself. Because how will it outpour? Because a man's love and ego is a reflection or a deflection of how he's going to take care of you. You get?
Yeah.
But it's not because I'm hard on women. This is the thing. I am a firm believer that men should stay fast in who they are first. Discover yourself, know yourself. And I'm not saying that men should not be romantic. As I sit here, I want to say I'm one of the most romantic men that I know. But there are some words that you should not speak out because those words put you at a very risky position. You cannot sit and tell a woman that if you leave me, I will die. So this is the thing. That's why I even tell men, when you're changing, when you're changing from, let's say for example, you're an alcoholic, you've quit alcohol, you've quit probably vices that were probably biting into your finances. When you want to now become a fully changed man, fully 100%, a full package of a man, all right? Do not change for a woman. Change for yourself. Never change for a woman. Because the day that woman goes, what happens to you? So do you go back and start drinking? Do you go back and start misusing money? So men, even if it comes to changing, change for yourself.
Okay.
So don't use them as like, if you leave me, I will die. Me? Dr.Ofweneke? If you leave me, Betty, and you were to date today, and you tell me, Ofweneke, I don't think this is working. The next moment, I'm probably on a trip to South Africa.
Because you can't. So you're doing all this, you're really overworking.
It's because we've become so vulnerable when it comes to marriage and love and everything. Okay. And that's what women are living as. Which now proves that statement of women are attracted to bad boys than good boys. Because bad boys, in quotes, at times tend to be a little bit firm and not really don't care, but they tend to be, they cannot be moved, they cannot be shaken, all right? But this is of all kila mahali, the baby nakupenda, what kind of nonsense? Sisi wanaume tuko kutu natafuta pesa, wewe mwanaume unakimbizana hapo na mwanamke 25. Mimi nifanye kitu ngapi hapa na ndio huyu hapa kwa cameraman, people are busy. Pastor Munene is busy speaking in conferences of men. Wewe kimwanaume umekazana tu kila mahali uko tu.
Okay.
Even when Eve was
I really feel bad for any of the girls who get with, bro.
Even when Eve was busy with the apple and the snake, where was Adam? He was at work. He was naming animals.
Oh, he was naming animals.
Where when giraffe, where when dick. Men are working hard outside. We are fighting to provide a good life. But you as a man, you're always just there. Then you realize when you know you're struggling in life and when you're poor, even the words you tell your woman, you keep on looking for validation. You keep on giving fake promises. Babe, one day. Babe, one day. Babe, one day. Ukieleza wakati mwanaume ana pesa, ndio mwanaume anza kuuliza bibi yake, babe, do you love me?
Kama huna pesa.
Kama una do. Unauza wife vitu za upuzi. Babe, do you love me? Am I handsome enough for you?
Akona ka red flag. Ka red flag. Now, wajua huyu by the way, wewe na urumia wa demons. Anyway, I wish you guys the best.
No, it's only one.
All right. Akuna. The kids are there, but the ladies left.
Why do you enjoy me being in this state?
The ladies left. You know, let me just stand up and welcome Pastor Sue, who's finally here. Hey, you look so lovely. My goodness. Look at you.
How are you, the queen?
No, I think you are the queen.
Mama. Hi, Mama.
My dear, how are you?
You okay?
I honor you.
I honor to you, Mama.
Yes, I honor you.
Nimechafua.
Say hi to everybody. Say hi to everybody.
I want to say hi. And want to tell you that this is the best show that you can ever watch.
Absolutely.
Very educative, very informative. And I tell you, when you watch this, your relationship and your marriage program be excellent. So keep watching and keep listening.
I love it. Emphasis Sue, have a seat.
Wow, thank you, my dear.
Hey, how are you guys?
I'm strong and very safe in the Lord. Yes.
You look tired.
Tired? No, but I've been refreshed by the man of God.
We're in traffic.
In traffic?
In traffic, yes. Yeah.
No,
Let's not. Okay, guys.
Yes.
Let me bring order. Hey, Pastor Sue.
Yes, my dear.
Last week.
Mulichoma.
Kwanza. Wacha nikwambie, unaona comments?
Yes.
Zilikuwa zinatiririka like wow. This is, but people love the show. They love
amazing.
Wewe.
Thank you. Yes. You know, with Ofwe, too much knowledge, too much energy.
She's dumb.
Very, very, very articulated. I just want to listen to him more.
You know, before you came, we were talking, I just want to, maybe a comment before we get to this fantastic comment.
Yes.
tulikuwa tunaongea kuna msemo mwingine anaitwa Sebi Obonyo anatafutwa na polisi. Imagine the girlfriend left him. Alafu akaenda akachukua kisu akamkata sijui masikio sijui ni wapi. So you were talking about those exes who just don't move forward. Ukiachwa si uachike.
Yes, actually the reason why a man would do that, they are broken from inside. And that's a man who needs actually therapy on a serious note. And it means that from the past relationship that he has had, he has never healed from his previous exes. So he tend to think even this one will still do what the other one did. These are men who have not healed. And a real man should never take anything, even his hand, to lift up on a woman. It shows that something is very wrong with your congosity. Yeah, something is not right mind. So that's something that should be, we really condemn it in all terms. And say no man should even lift his hand because a woman has denied you love or says it's no. I think a good man should be able to know there can be a yes and no and move on. Women are not 12 like the 12 disciples of Jesus. We have so many.
The ratio is actually 1 to 9 now, according to UNDP.
Wow.
So for every man now, there are 9 women.
Wonderful.
So to drive it home, men, you stand nothing to lose. If she decides to walk away, there's always going to be another one.
Thank you, I love that.
Kuna vile kuna mtu alijaribu kuipima na haikumtosha.
Ikamfinya.
Lakini mimi.
Lakini wewe.
Imenitosha.
Imekutosha.
Thank you. You might think my nose is big, of which it is. But kuna msichana akiona mapua anasema bas. Your mapua is all I want. For life. For life. Thank you.
Okay, so we went to the streets before we start our discussion, and as you can see tonight, we're talking about if he can leave her pregnant, then it's okay for us to leave them broke. When they get broke, we are out. That is what we're talking about. So let's hear some of the comments from the streets.
Wow. So hilo swala kwa wanaume halina nguvu. Isipokuwa kwa wanawake ndo liko na nguvu kwa sababu wanawake ndo wanapata shida zaidi. Kwa sababu mwanaume, unajua mwanaume ni kutunga mimba. Mwenye kulea zaidi ni mama, na mama ndo anakaa na huyo mtoto, kwa hivyo masuala mengi yako na mama. Zaidi percentage kubwa wanahitaji mwanaume kuishi kwake. So huyu mwanamke hawezi kaa kusema kweli mali hakuna pesa. Ni wachache sana ambao wanaweza ishi mali hakuna pesa.
Kama huna pesa wewe baki. Nafuata mwenye ako na pesa.
Kitambo jamaa kuache ukiwa na mimba, si ndio? Mmeagree kwanza. Atakuzalia ama utamzalia.
Ni sawa akiniacha kama sina pesa, juu kama sitakuwa na pesa za kukimu mahitaji yake kama vile kumsuka nywele, kumnulia nguo.
Inaweza kuwa wakati mkiwa na yeye alikuwa na pesa, si ndio? Then all of a sudden pesa zikaisha. Unajua sasa hapo inakuwa kidogo challenge kuachana na umekuwa na pesa.
Nakwambia watu wako na opinions, but Pastor, so why do we have double standards in relationships? Mimi uniache nikiwa na mimba. Lakini mimi kukuacha kama umekosa umetoka job ama pesa hakuna ni makosa. Mbona kuna hizo double standards?
I think the problem we have is because we don't have forums whether our young men, our teenagers can be taught about relationship and about marriage. There's a lot of guesswork in marriage, such that even the people that you get that who can give you direction, they are also struggling in one way or another. And there's nothing wrong struggling, but if you are looking for better knowledge is available right now. And so you find that any man who leaves a girl pregnant, number one, probably when they were having sex, he never thought a baby would come in. This is a man who's, yeah, it can. There are men when they are, you know, when a girl gives in, let's say for example they are not married. I'm not talking of people who are not married. When they have sex before marriage, then this man may be in his mind he's thinking of enjoying, but the girl is ovulating. And you know, girls when they are ovulating, their levels of tuatua is high. So this man will think he's just having, you know, tuatua with the girl just for enjoyment. But this girl is in the period of conception. And so mimba inapatikana. So unapata ukijana hakuwa amejitayarisha ya kwamba hii game inaleta mtoto. So kwanza anastuka. Anastuka, anashindwa sasa, now maybe he's in secondary school or he's in campus or he's not stable because a man thinks, sasa mtoto nitampatia nini? I remember I was counseling a very young man who is in campus and he's actually in a relationship with a girl, and I asked them, excuse me, do you have sex? Of course, Pastor, we do. And then I asked him, does your girl use any protection against pregnancy? Missy Jui. Can you see that? Missy Jui.
So the ignorance.
So they are just having fun, but back in his mind, he does not think that this fun of sex can actually bring pregnancy.
Okay.
So peradventure, if this girl gets pregnant, what do you think this boy will do? Then I asked him, suppose this girl gets pregnant, what would mi napeleka mtoto kwa children's home? I asked him, wewe wakati ulizaliwa, mamako alikupeleka kwa children's home. Sasa tutadu. You get the point. Unaona huyu mtu ana plani. Hata mimi nitadu. Yeye anaona kama mtoto amekuja hawezi ua lakini atampeleka. You see now, that's why we are saying, men, please, it is important for you to mature before you get into relationship so that you may know that you have a responsibility. The minute you make a woman sleep with you and have sex with her, just know you are getting into a responsibility. With this girl, you have to take care of her and take care of the baby. So when you leave her pregnant, you've left that woman very wounded. Exactly. And you know the situation in which a woman conceives in and her emotional her emotional state at that time also affects the unborn baby. And so if a woman is so stressed, this baby will also be affected. You're getting that? So some of these mental challenges begin from right when the woman is pregnant. Yes. And so much more as we want to engage in sex, can we reason and know a child can be born. And what is the way forward if that happens?
All right.
So you find not many people are really prepared for pregnancy, and nae msichana naona, then I also need to leave you if you don't have money.
Yes.
You see now, but two mistakes don't make right.
Don't make
so
it
at the end of the day, this girl who wants to leave the man because he has money, suppose this man goes and God blesses him with money. Na we ile yako ishe. So maisha inandanga hivyo. So I think we need to have a very candid talk. And I think Ofwe, you need to make this happen. We need to talk to our men and our girls who are in relationship on how to handle each other.
I really want to come in because of maneno unataka kusema, but we have to pay bills. We have to pay bills, but we still have a lot of time. Sorry. So guys, we'll take a short commercial break just to pay some bills, but we're coming back and then we can hear what Ofu is really wanting to talk about. Inaku. All right, and welcome back to Say What. Of course, we have Pastor Sue and Dr.Ofweneke. Yes. So, Ofu, niambie, what are double standards?
There's nothing double standard. It's a bubble of an idea that we've formed in our minds, both men and women, what to expect from each other. One, and I'm going to tell women, please do not ever think in your mind at any point, pregnancy will never win your marriage. Pregnancy will never keep a man.
Thank you. That's
you getting a child with an expectation of keeping the man will never happen.
Will never happen.
You trying to solve an issue in a marriage by getting a second child is a mistake people do. All right?
It makes the marriage worse.
It even make it worse because I've seen such couples do that.
Yes.
That now because we are having issues, maybe I should give him a second kid. Maybe I should try and give him a boy. Maybe he's going to try it. That is the worst thing you're ever going to do. A child is not, in fact, a child is, oh my goodness, a child does not solve marital issues.
No.
And a child does not keep a man. All right? A man will still impregnate you and go. All right?
Yes.
Our work is to pour the seeds.
Yes.
But that's
so if I decide to stay, it's because of my value system.
Where is the responsibility? Where is the accountability, like she said?
We're getting there. That's what I'm saying. Me deciding to stay, all right, and taking full responsibility of the child is a choice and based on my value system.
Thank you.
That either I have formed myself or from where I'm coming from as a man, all right? Others, the sole reason is procreation. You need to end up.
Yes.
You get? Number 3, I tell women.
Yes.
And I will tell any woman outside there. If it is me, if you feel like I'm not providing what you want, please go.
Please go.
Please go.
Please go.
This is not even a conversation.
Don't give yourself stress.
Please
go.
If you think I am poor,
Thank you. Toka enda.
Nyinyi mnakuwa
Hujakorogewa hapo. Hujakorogewa.
Stop making me a prayer item.
Thank you. Go.
Unaona sikulipii Naivasha WRC. Sikupeleki Gemini.
Yes.
Hauna wig ya foina. Hauna sijui makeup ya Bedichalo. Hauendi penye au drive magari ya Bedichalo anapiga picha.
Yes.
Na bwana yake. Tokaenda.
Yes, that's very true.
You're not, remember, and I tell men, this might sound very harsh, but it's the honest truth. My work here is to not, those who are caught.
Yes.
A woman is not your relative.
That's very true.
You don't even share the same blood. Why is this thing about men? Oh, kana mimi kuna siku Mungu ata provide.
Kana mimi kuna siku uta change.
Hakuna.
Manina potential.
If you think I am not providing enough, and if you think I have not reached your dream financial stability that you're looking for in a man, Mama, you are free to live. I will heal. I will heal.
So let's get to the part of accountability and responsibility as a man. Like she said, by the time you're sleeping with a woman, ata haujui kama like that, the example, haujui kama ko on any contraceptive, you don't care. So your thing is just pouring in and everything.
But what is the foundation? But what is the foundation? How did we get there? Are we FWBs? Was it a one-night stand? Or is it a real relationship?
Yes.
For the sake of our audience, what is the first thing you said?
Friends with benefits.
Okay.
We nasikiaje? Niko pembe leo.
Wewe uko pembe.
Niko pembe. Haya pia mimi nasikia niko pembe. Wacha nikam. Those who are grown up will translate it in English. Niko pembe. Na kama. Na get. Kuna hiyo ya tusaidiane. Hii Nairobi tuko kazi. Na get. Then kuna ile ya oh my god rapu. Oh, kai, it happened. Kai.
Hey.
Then there's other we are literally in a relationship.
Yes.
Right? So the foundation of the relationship
yes,
determines the level or the magnanimity of the responsibility that the man should take.
Thank you.
All
right, got you.
But now wasichana, usione ati kimtu ni kitajiri ama kimetoka familia ya wadosi sema basi hiki wacha nitakitrap.
Utamtrap na mtoto.
Utamtrap wapi? Kuna their mothers who are very bad.
Yes.
If the son comes from a well-off family.
Yes.
Na anajua kuna msichana amejaribu kutrick. Wewe za tu. Si tunachukua mtoto wetu.
Na tunamlea.
So wenda.
Yes.
Pastor Sue, I want you to talk to the ladies also, because it also goes back to us taking care of ourselves and not putting ourselves in some situations.
Yes. There's a saying that is so much said that if I can get milk without paying for it, then why buy the cow?
Why buy the cow?
So I think one of the things that women get into, and this is the worst door, is sympathy door. You look so desperate, you want relationship, you're so desperate, you want to do everything to make sure that you owe this man on your side. And men are able to know a woman who is desperate for them, and someone who is not even love, is just... And so women must get through the door of respect, and men must get into the relationship through the door of love. Because any relationship where it's based on love and respect, there is hope for that marriage, despite the conflicts and the challenges that may come in. The foundation matters. And that's why we keep telling people, kindly, if it's possible, wachana na mambo ya sex before. Toa wachana. Jua huyu mtu karakta yake ni gani. Because you're not just marrying, the physique, the chemistry. Marry the character of this person. You're getting that. And if you feel this character, we cannot be able to move on. Like if you get a woman who is so angry, akikasirika amekasirika, anaweza kukutusi, anaweza kufanya nini? Then is this what you want to subject yourself for the next 70, 80 years? You're going to live with this person if marriage is permanent? And so you need to look at the character of this person and know, are you ready to bear this all the days of your life? And sometimes you may say, no, this girl looks like she's actually a wife material, but if she can get a therapy and she can be able to overcome this. And there are people, even when they get therapy, they don't want to stop that because at the end of the day, this is how they manipulate women with, and this is how they manipulate men with. So you need to understand the character of that person, but only time can tell whether this person is actually serious with you or is just a joke.
That's why courtship is actually a thing.
Yes, it's very important.
Courtship, no one should ever skip the courtship process.
Yes.
I have been there before. I know there are cases whereby I jumped into relationships without going through the courtship. And the things you come to find out later.
So wait, courtship, you know, these days dating is very different. Unajua courtship ni kama inanikumbusha our parents. So this is that is the language of our parents.
Okay, fine.
Talk to us in this day and age.
I'm a little bit old school, so maybe I'll end up using such terms.
No, you are old school.
Let's get to know each other.
Yeah.
First of all, I don't know, Pastor Sue, what you think about this, but this is my thinking. No two human beings should move in and stay under the same roof without knowing each other for around 2 years. First of all.
2 years?
Yes.
Your patience inatoka wapi?
2 years. Wewe 1 year. 1 year mmekimbia kuingia mnaenda kuishi kwa nyumba moja mnafanya.
Now, unajua sasa, most of the time what many people do, when they meet, they just go and have tuatua. You know, if you have tuatua with someone, according to God, you are now a husband and a wife. And from there, because they say that...
Slow down.
As long as you have tuatua with someone, that person becomes your wife, according to God, and your husband. But in real sense,
then
are you ready?
I'm polygamous. I am polygamous. As you're saying, Mom.
You're getting that.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, what sex does, it distorts your thinking, your judgment. In fact, that's the sense.
Yeah.
It distorts your judgment on who to marry. And that's why God, because God is the one who gave us the private parts and the feelings of feeling that you are getting attracted to the opposite sex. He had said in his word that if it is possible, and it is possible because he helps us, stay without having sex. Why? If we are in relationship with Ofwe, and peradventure we reach a level and he feels he's not ready to carry my character and to achane, there will be no much. It's no attachment. Huyu kuniacha na mimi kwenda kuhiri ni haraka. Lakini kama alikuwa ameingia, unakuta kabla muachane. And that's why you find, and sorry to say this, I hope it won't hurt you.
You want to hurt me?
No, I don't want to hurt you.
Hurt him a little bit. I mean, he's hurting a lot of...
where I'm not hurt.
Yes.
Where I'm a man at peace. And
no, you're a man at peace.
Bring it home.
Most of the men and women who have had very, very toxic relationships, sometimes those memories play in their mind.
Yes.
You know, play even when you have this beautiful woman, you have this beautiful man. They keep playing in your mind. And unless the word of God helps you to delete them and you're able to rise above them, this thing can be a wound. And you find sometimes shouting to him or shouting to her, but you're not shouting to her. You are shouting
At
to the previous. Is that not true?
It's true.
It happens because we are human.
I said this on Chamber.
Yes,
I said this on Chamber the other day. Unless you forgive your ex, you will never appreciate the love that you have right now.
You said that last week too.
Unless you let that man go or that woman go.
Could it be why Jesus was saying that we need to forgive 70 times 7 times? You know, I was doing that research and I saw that's after every 4 seconds. You need to forgive someone. After every 4 seconds. In 24 hours.
Lakini si ex. Polisi fulani hapa Lower Kabete sika msamea. Nilimwambia siku inakuwa kwamba requirement. Nampeleka kwa boda wa Jia. Sijai kusamea wewe polisi. Lower Kabete ulinipigisha magoti stai sahau.
Ulipigisha magoti.
Nyinyi watu wa TV lazima tuwaoneshe sisi. Wewe, I'll not even call you sir. I must deal with you. Anyway, moving on.
Okay, Pastor Sue, bring it home.
Yes, yeah.
This is the thing, and you're very right, Mom.
Yes.
And I think at the point where we're meeting is the point of, we're agreeing on the point of foundation.
Yes, foundation.
Foundation will advise whether there's a double standard or not. You get?
Yeah.
And you've already said in the beginning, Obonyo, this girl has paid for the sins of the
other guys.
Ex. Obonyo's ex.
Exes, thank you.
You get?
Yeah.
Because others
it's a projection.
It's a projection.
Yes.
Because in real sense, I have done psychology. In real sense, you cannot attack somebody who you love
genuinely from your heart.
So
it's not possible.
Unless they embody the atmosphere
or the character of this lady has a trait of the previous girl, and it triggered him to think no.
So in his mind, he alikuwa na stab.
Thank you,
ex.
Got you. Thank you.
But we still, disclaimer, we are not
at any point advocating that. No.
Obonyo,
that was wrong.
A real man, when
that's
things,
not.
At times, peace, at times for men, and I'm telling you this to my fellow men, I'm not saying this with the intention of breaking your marriage, if that is where you guys are and you're watching the show. At times, walking away is the best peace you can never attain as a man.
Very true.
I have walked away.
And you see, that means...
Ofweneke, you keep walking away.
That means you have weighed yourself and you know that you don't have the tenacity to move forward. When you are able to control yourself, in fact, that is the greatest gift. When you have self-control, you are able to tell, I can't go beyond this.
Yes.
You get that?
Got you.
That's a real man, because you know your boundaries. Instead of trying to fake, and in the real sense, you're actually defeated by your emotions.
But can I also say
Get away!
Can I also say this?
Don't
Pastor
have
Sue?
yes.
Can I say this, Pastor
Yes.
Sue? And to be honest, and I want everybody to understand this. As you're coupling like that,
Yes.
you must face the reality that all of you are facing a certain trauma.
It is true. And
Every
mostly,
couple.
and mostly is childhood emotional trauma.
Exactly.
That's another topic,
Emotional
Pastor.
trauma.
Mimi nilijua.
That's another one.
For me, what I knew was, I kept to realize that where, because at times you must, lazima ujite mkutano. Where are things going wrong?
Wrong.
Because I call myself and ask myself that, Betty, there must be something that is happening.
Yes.
This cycle and this pattern is now looking very familiar. Then I went back and I realized, Kwanzaa, my biological mom left when I was 1 week.
When you needed love.
Exactly. So all my life, I've been looking for a mother. So, and I checked my love language. And I realized my love language is a son towards a mom. Nataka tukae unifanye hivi unikudege. Unaget.
Nikutachi.
Chunga sana.
Kachi. Usianze hiyo maneno.
Because you are looking for a mother figure.
Nataka hizo text, baby, you're the best.
You
keep on doing.
Yes,
you're funny. You get. So I decided now I'll start affirming myself before a woman comes to do that.
Wonderful.
Right? Number 2, because my mother left again. So I realized every time I'm in a relationship with a woman, I don't, as much as I love you, I won't show you 100%. But deep down I know. And I won't be 100% in, because if mom could have left,
anyone can leave.
Who are you not to leave?
Wait, have you healed from that?
That a mother can leave.
You've not healed.
It's a scripture being fulfilled in the book of Isaiah, that a mother can leave a breastfeeding child. So it happened to you. That's a scripture. It is in the word of God in Isaiah. Yes, Sasa. You need to heal.
Now, if you
God
ask,
had already seen that.
Guys.
If you ask most of the women in my past,
yes,
and the one who has just arrived recently, I think no wonder, unajua sikunyonya. So no wonder.
But wait, these ladies are always leaving you. Hey, you need to check yourself. Listen.
No one.
Oh, now you see.
Unajua huko sikunyonya.
Sasa hapo unataka kunyonya kama
baada tunachananga. Moja ime.
But you see, you're also practicing the word.
Order.
Let me say this. He's also practicing the word, because about that is in the book of Proverbs 5 verse 19.
That I shall do what?
Word, that a husband should get satisfied by his wife's breasts. So you are right. You are in the word.
Wewe unajua bwana
Proverbs
Betty.
5 verse 19.
Unajua bwana Betty yako hapa. Betty tamka asubuhi hivi.
Okay.
It's been a long year. No.
To everybody, every lady who's been who's attended to Fukole. Okay.
You're such a
we need to hear something else. I need a break. Let's hear some other sentiments.
Unapenda mwanaume kweli ako na pesa, yes, but you might be suffering penye huko, na unaweza penda mwanaume mwenye kuna kile kidogo chake, but you live a very peaceful life.
Love siku hizi mostly kwanza ya majenzi. Siku hizi kama una pesa wewe una chochote.
Mwanamke haizi acha mwanamume juu eti yako broke. Juu mwanamke yeye anaweza vumilia. But when it comes to a man, mwanamume yeye anaweza kuacha juu ya mimba cause maybe hakuwa expect ama imetokea tu accidentally, hakuwa amejipanga.
Provision of a man, it's also a gift of love.
Kama hakuna kitu unaweza submit, kuachwa nayo ni rahisi kuachwa.
Si vizuri mtu kuachwa.
Love is not enough. Hamtakula love.
Ananyonya mpaka anamwaga.
Okay.
Ni kama ako ndani ya V.
Tumerudi.
Wait,
we are back. So praise the Lord, viewers. This is TBN.
This is so bad. Listen, let's go back to this topic. Yes. I mean, by the way, I think of you need therapy with Pastor Sue.
No, but you know,
because you're still wounded.
No. Let me make this clear.
Those ladies you're meeting are suffering.
It's their needs that are suffering, not them. This is the thing.
Yes,
the only
sir.
way I can speak
Back
about
to
this
topic.
Yes.
Back to
is
topic.
because
You have healed.
I have healed.
Yeah.
I am so
By the way, you
full.
can't speak that if you're not healed.
Okay.
I am so much at peace.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, we need to go back to the topic.
Yes.
I think we need like 2 hours.
Yes.
Pastor Sue,
Yes.
so is it okay for me to leave? If the guy can leave me because I'm pregnant, is it okay for me to leave him when he's broke? We just have a few minutes.
Well, if this man can leave me when I'm pregnant, then when he's broke, I should leave him. For me, I would look at the way he had said, the foundation. What is the character of this man? Was he leaving me because he was afraid of the responsibility of the child? Or did he leave us because aende ajipange? You know, sometimes when men hawajajipanga, wanaendanga kujipanga alafu wanarudi. Most of the times when we act out of emotions, and especially the anger emotion, we always make the wrong decisions. And so I would want to know the reason behind, because if he left me because I'm pregnant and he was scared about being a father at that particular time, then he comes back and is remorseful, and I can tell really that he still loves me, then I can give him a chance, even when I have money. Because at the end of the day, this money cannot tuatoa me. This money cannot be the father to my child, whom we have actually sired together. And so I'll look at many factors. I'll not just discount him. And that's why we need to tell the ladies, please, and men, don't leave us when we are pregnant. Probably the baby I'm carrying will be the next president, will be Ofoe, you know, will be Betty.
I like
you
that.
never know.
I like
so
that.
never just despise a child, because a child born, God is involved, whether in wedding or out of wedlock. No child is illegitimate.
And I knew you.
Yes, and God knew that spirit will pass through my body. And so for me, I don't judge girls who get children out of their wedlock, because there could be some reasons that you need to understand. Someone may have been raped. Someone may have was looking for food, then got this man and got pregnant. And some have even irregular menses. So you find they even don't know when they're ovulating or when they're not ovulating. So there are many reasons, and that's why don't leave a person just because he left you. Get to understand the root cause. If you can understand the root cause, then you can know the basis. But if this person was just proud, you know, malicious, you know, that rude, I think I can first of all, until you mature, then when you come back, I will have to get a mediator. Don't just make, you know, friendship just the two of you. Look for someone else who is a mediator to come in so that he can be able to guide you. Then look for mentors. Mentors are very important. And please, guys, if you know how important mentors are, come and ask me. If us, we didn't have mentors with Pastor Munene, tungiachana kitambo.
Serious?
I and Pastor Munene, you know, as we are a product of our mentors, because they are able to tell me, no, Susan, you can't respond that to Pastor Munene. Pastor Munene, you can't tell Pastor Sue that way. But if I tell him that, the two of us, ataona kama ni madharau. So mentors are very important because they guide you in the way that they have already gone through. So I would say invest in mentors, invest in knowledge, and then have a right foundation of your relationship. And that right foundation is the fear of God. You fear God, who gave you all these feelings, or you keep God away and you just move on and think that with your human wisdom, you have what it takes to be a wife and a husband. Then you have not looked deep enough.
As you close up,
yes.
But this is what I'll say to the men, and this one I'll hit it hard to the men that are watching. There's a difference between a trying man and a lazy man. All right?
Yes.
So even before you leave this man, just check. There's a man who's literally trying. He may not be where you want him to be, but there's an effort every single day for him to get somewhere.
Yes.
Then there are just men.
But how long is this trying? How long is this trying?
No, kuna
watu wako na potential for years.
Yes.
But that means then as a woman, you're not doing a good job in birthing the vision.
Come on.
He who that findeth a wife, findeth a good thing and obtains a favor, you are not effecting the favor that you're supposed to do.
What do you mean?
Maybe because you see there are two types of wives.
Yes.
That people don't know. There's a wife of the flesh and a wife of the spirit.
Wow.
There are people, if you see that there's no effect.
And there's also a husband of the spirit.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Mine
I'm a man.
Mine must be of the spirit.
So if you see that your marriage is not moving towards abundance and overflow and rebirth of vision and in every way, then you married a wife of your flesh.
Of your flesh.
But if it's a wife of the spirit, then that means God ordained it. And if God ordains it, then the Bible comes in and says what? That's when now the favor that is supposed to
injected.
comes in.
I want to say this to all the men, that one of the greatest weakness that every man born of a woman has is the spirit of irresponsibility. When you are not able to respond to your God-given ability, from today, never have sex with a woman without knowing what are the consequences that may come. If a baby is born, are you ready to be a father at your age? If you are not, my dear, zip up. Don't allow your erection to determine your direction and your action in life. See you.
Hey.
Say what?
Say what? Should I give them my number?
You should give them your number. And
Give
also,
them your number,
and also
my
give
dear.
Sheki pasa su. As we finish patia ofu,
Yes.
mentors. We
Yes.
unahitaji mentors
Well,
ka wanne.
Me already, see, I'm your mentor already.
Who ni mentor yangu?
You ni mentor.
No, you're always clinging
Yes.
to Pastor Su.
Ah,
Siwambia tunakuanga na sessions.
Yes.
In between the week.
Mimi nangoja on Monday nirudi niko na nia.
Your
I
number.
want to give my number if you're there. And
it's actually her real number.
Yeah, my real number actually. I don't give any other. If you have any challenge in relationship about twatwa, you have erectile dysfunction, umenyonga, come and we're gonna treat you. We're gonna treat you and reverse those side effects. If you're there, you are diabetic, you are hypertensive, come to our clinic at Kasarani Clay City Medical Center and we're gonna treat you and reverse all these things.
You can
my number is
it.
yes. Diabetes is reversible. Cancer can be reversible, my dear. I was once a cancer patient and today and I'm free 100%. Come 0712 265 746 0712 265 746.
And man, if you get a chance tonight, for any reason,
say what?
just
Say what?